So I've told this story a few times to people that I've known and met over the years. It's been more than one time I've been told that I should, post this story or whatever. So, after 20 years, I guess, well, maybe I should post it, so I'll try it. So it was September of 2004. My wife and I decided that we were going to go on a little adventure and leave the kids at home and have Grandma watch after them. Go celebrate our anniversary. So we took off up the Munguion Rim from our home in Phoenix at the time, and got a cabin at Christopher Creek. Just prepared to have a really nice time. And got up there in the afternoon. Of course, I wanted to leave early that morning, but you know how it goes. You never get out on time. We got up to the cabin about 3 o'clock. By the time we got that secured and everything, I wanted to go do a little evening fishing at Knoll Lake, which was probably about 20 miles from where we had the cabin. So we hop in my 87 F-250 and we blaze up the mountain up on top of the rim. And then where you turn off at Woods Canyon Lake and go north, it's, 6-7 miles, something like that, to Knoll Lake, and it turns dirt. It's kind of rough, but it's not too bad. So we're kind of cruising along down the dirt road, and this dude comes flying up behind us. He had a Chevy S10 Blazer. It was one of the old ones. It was square body style. I don't know, early 90s, maybe 1990, 91, something like that. It was red. And, we're on this blind curve, and the guy decides to pass. I'm doing like 30. This guy's doing like 65 when he goes blaring by me. I was like, dusted us out, and I thought, what a jerk, How could you be in that big of a hurry out here? Whatever. So we make our way on up to Knoll Lake. We finally get there and pull in the parking lot, and I see this red S10 Blazer sitting over by the boat launch, probably about a quarter of a mile away. And I tell my wife, I say, hey, the guy was in a real hurry to get nowhere, And we kind of laughed about it. So we pull into the parking lot and get out, and I start readying up fishing pole and stuff like that. And I hear the guy start up, and I turn, I look, I'm watching him. He comes driving, and he parks right next to us. I thought, great, what does this jerk want, So he gets out, and it's this little old man. He had to be, early to mid 70s. Hey, how's it going? Seems just friendly as could be, and talkative, and really full of spunk and everything. But the more the guy keeps talking, the less he's making sense. And he's talking about having to get home. Mama will have dinner ready for him, and he lives in Ajo. And I said, Jesus, you live in Ajo? Yeah. I said, well, if you're going home to Ajo, you better get moving. It's going to be midnight before you get there. It's like 300 miles from where we are. Oh, yeah, ha, ha, ha. So, it's kind of like you're trying to motion the guy, hey, dude, I want to go fishing here. You buzz off. So, he's going to go. And then he finally turns, he looks me dead in the eyes. He looks down at my hip, back in my eyes again, and he says, say, you any good with that thing? He motions to the pistol I had on my hip. I had a Ruger Vaquero and 45 long Colt in a Western style holster on my hip. I carried it like that when we went off in the mountains. I don't normally carry, open carry. I think it's stupid, but off in the boonies, it is what it is. I'd already had my dander up from this guy a little bit, and I thought to myself, the hell are you asking me like this for? It was unnerving. And I'm thinking, how am I going to answer this? And I, without wanting to take too long and seem put out or anything, I looked him back and I said, good enough, And then there was a long, uncomfortable silence. Okay, well, I'll see you guys later, And he goes and gets in his truck, goes to back out, pulls right behind my truck and stops and shuts the engine off. Both windows are down. He motions to me to come over to him, through the passenger side window of his Blazer. I looked at my wife, and she's looking at me puzzled like, what the fuck, So, I kind of kept my left side to the guy, but I reached down and I unsnapped, and I thought, God damn, this just didn't feel right. We're the only people there. We're probably 10 miles from the highway on this dirt road. Now the sun's starting to go down. So kind of cautiously, I inched up to his window and he says, hey, look at this. And inside that Blazer must have been 50 guns. I mean, he had pistols on the seat, pistols on the dash, 4 or 5 rifles across the back seat, shotgun shoved down in between his seat and the transmission hump. Hey, this guy had more damn guns than Carter had pills. Yeah, oh yeah, that's a real nice collection. Yeah. And he started blah, 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 on again. Oh, he's got to get home. And I said, okay. And I turned around and I walked away from him. And I was a young man at the time. My hearing was great. And I was trying to listen. If this guy was going to pull a gun on me, I was going to spin on him, But I got back over to my truck, placed my truck between myself and him. And he started up and drove off. And he drove off nice and slow. We watched him go back down the road, back toward Highway 260. And about the time he made it past the tree line and out of sight, I looked at my wife and I said, I don't know what the hell that guy's problem was. I said, but we're not going to stick around here to be rifle shot or, sniped off in the dark or, ambushed on our way back. So quick, we got the dog and everything back in the truck, and we took off, and now I am blazing a trail down that dirt road toward Highway 260, and we're going back to the cabin. And I'm doing like 55, and when I look in the mirror, there's a set of headlights coming, and now it's getting pretty dark. And I can tell it looked to be an S10 truck or an S10 Blazer coming up behind us. And I thought to myself, man, no way am I going to stop and let this guy get the jump on me. So I stabbed down on the throttle and off we go. I'm doing, 70 miles an hour on this dirt road, and this guy's gaining on me. I told my wife, I said, next turn I'm going to pull a column left, and I said, I'm going to get out and get the jump on this guy. So I'm going to throw this thing in park before we even get stopped, and we'll jump out and draw down on this motherfucker, So I pulled this like 45 mile an hour left-hand turn onto another dirt road. And like I said, I had it in park at like 15 miles an hour, and I flung the door open, I jumped out, drew my pistol. And it was an S10, all right, but this was an S10 truck. And it was white. And the guy drives by me with a shocked look on his face, and I thought, oh, fuck, put the gun away. I probably scared the shit out of that poor son of a bitch. But we never saw that guy again. And I've often thought, I wonder if this wasn't a guy that was doing, like, serial killing around that time in the high country in Arizona. There was several people got killed. And, we went back to the cabin, and I called the sheriff's department and reported it, Nothing ever came of it. I never heard anything about it. But yeah, pretty odd stuff. Anyhow, I hope you like this story. I spent a lot of time in the backcountry in Arizona in my life. Run into several nefarious people. This was just one of them. I don't know if I get any comments on this or something. I might post some of the other run-ins with people I've had. Anyhow, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Have a good day.